Hello and welcome. I am so happy to be here with you today because I have a very special guest with you. She has offered her time to be with us today, time with her family, to be with us today, and to share a very special conversation with us so that we can also grow spiritually. And we are going to hear insight about her life as well, how she's incorporated many practices, spiritual practices, into her life and how that has helped her family as well. So I welcome you, a dear friend of mine, many years, Stephanie. Stephanie, how many years do we know each other?
I want to say 2002.
We don't count years. It's just, this is a lifetime of friendship.
Yeah.
Like my sister, like my family.
Mm-hmm.
We have this very deep connection, and it's very special. And she is just a very divine mother. I have no words. I admire her.
Oh, thanks.
I appreciate her, and I see that beauty in her. She's amazing. She's a very powerful soul, beautiful soul. Thank you for being here.
No, thank you for
so
inviting
happy.
me.
And Sophia, we have Sophia here. Say hi, Sophia. Hi. She's very sweet. How old are you, Sophia, now? How old are you?
I'm gonna be 3.
She's gonna be 3. How lovely. So today we just have a random conversation together. We were just talking about how, yoga, meditation has helped her a lot in her life, and how she was first introduced to it. Like, you want to go into that?
Back when you used to do yoga classes, which we're still trying to. There's a movement to get her to do it again. They were amazing classes, and at the end of the class, we would always end with the meditation. So when the meditation was going on in the beginning, it was a little difficult to understand what that even was, to be honest. It was something that I never did before until I started to practice it more, and you sort of guided me to it and through it, let's say. And it was something very unique to finally, when it actually happened, that I got to meditate. It just opened a whole new realm. It was like a whole new world within yourself. And that's something that was very beautiful, very healing. And it's something that to this day, I listen to the Yoga Nidra every day, as many days as I can. Sometimes it's not possible, but I try to make it a habit. And it's very healing, because when you open your mind up to the meditation, you learn how to not control your thoughts, but let them not affect you. And sometimes when you suffer from anxiety, which is something that I struggle with, the thoughts are nonsense thoughts. It's just garbage thoughts, and you learn how to dilute them and let them just pass through. And they pass through, they come in and out, and they're out. And you don't have to listen to the garbage anymore. That's one way the meditation helped, but the other way was the first time. I want to go back, and the first time that I actually realized that I was meditating, because it's not something that you realize you're doing. Sometimes some people think that it's sleeping. It's not.
No, Mom. I need to put it.
The first time was when you were guiding us to the meditation for the yellow, the light. What's the
violet flame?
The violet flame. And you said the violet flame, focus on the violet flame. And when I actually focused on the violet flame, and I told you, wow, that violet flame, it was so bright and so brilliant and so beautiful. And you said, wow, you actually saw it? And I said, yes, why? She said, most people don't see colors. Yeah. So that was my first experience of actually knowing when I meditated,
I want to put the violin.
and the way that it helped.
Mm-hmm. And she can use. So it's something very beautiful how you were saying that how meditation has helped you.
Yeah.
And I think this is very beautiful because maybe in simple terms. So Stephanie is going to talk a little bit about her experience with meditation and how, like, her experience, like how that has helped you and your thoughts and, you know.
Well, the first way, it's majorly like it has been a big time help with anxiety. That's something that after having 3 kids, you know, you have effects in your body, and you get postpartum depression, you can get postpartum anxiety, and genetically, and those things affect. And those things have you know, caused me a lot of suffering. And I was looking at the time for a way to get out of that suffering, because I'm not the type to just drown myself in pills and forget that there's a problem and live life like day to day. I like things to be organic. I like things to be natural. And with pills, it doesn't feel natural. Even though you need pills sometimes. I'm not like against pills. No, obviously, but you also need to work on your life. Lifestyle changes. And when I was first with you, I wasn't with any kids, but I was under major stress with work. I was working over 100 hours a week. You know, I would barely get to your yoga classes. You know, it was a very stressful environment at work with the people around me. There were a lot of deadlines. You know, it was litigation. It was like very fast paced, very cutthroat, very stressful. So when I realized that I needed to take breaks, that I needed to breathe, that immediately led me to the next healthier option. Eat better, you know. The next healthier option after that, exercise. The next healthier option after that. And little changes like that is a domino effect on everything that you could be doing for yourself that nobody's going to sit down and tell you. Nobody's going to say, hey, you know what, you look tired. Let me just help you. Or, hey, you know, let me see how can you schedule in alone time or self-help time or mental break time. No, if they can squeeze every energy out of you, they will. So you have to make that time for yourself. And now with 3 kids, which is a whole other type of stress, a whole other type of figuring out the logistics with the kids and the coming and the going, and their issues become your issues. And it's something that is very hard to manage. Meditation has helped because my kids know when I'm meditating for that half hour or when I'm meditating for that period of time, they can do it with me. Some of them do it with me. Some of them don't, but it's quiet time. So they know, and they start realizing that they need their own downtime, that it's not always on the go. And this society is very on the go. And even driving is stressful. I mean, even driving. So ways to manage stress is extremely important. And I think that it's the first step in acknowledging that you need a life change. When you feel that you have these emotions and these I don't want to sound like a voice is talking in your head, but yeah, it's sort of like the thoughts that arise. How people get upset over nothing. How, like I see people in Costco just upset because the guy in front is walking slow. It's like, why are you upset over silly things? Don't stress over those things. Like, things happen for a reason, and I'm a firm believer of that. if you're meant to go slow behind that guy, there's a reason why you're not meant to be going further. If in my position, I'm meant to be a stay-at-home mom at the time, and I wouldn't change it, because if I was working, I wouldn't see my kids with the hours I used to keep. Are you kidding? No. So I want them, the purpose of me is to raise them right now. Later on, we'll see what happens. But I'm not going to stress if I'm going to work, if I'm not going to work, which is a question I get asked a lot. You studied all these years, you have all these degrees. Why are you just with the kids? Just with the kids is very important, I think, because who else is going to raise your kids? Do you want them to be raised by somebody else, or do you want them to be raised by you? And if you are raising them, are you in the mental state? Are you in a good mental state to offer them what they need? With so many pressures out there, so many electronics, so many material things, that yes, sure, it's nice shoes, nice this, but that's not the priority. But it gets like that when they're surrounded by it. Oh, who has the latest iPhone? Who has the latest sweater? Who has the latest Jordans? Who has, it's not important. And that's something that if you're a stay-at-home mom, you have the privilege of teaching them that. And meditation, going back to it, is the source of my healing and my awareness. Because it caused me to be aware.
And do you feel that you meditating has had a positive influence in your family life?
Yes, because back in the day, before I knew anything about anything, really, when you're so young, you really don't know. You think you know, but you don't know. I always would get aggravated at the smallest things, and it would be an explosion of emotion. For what? For what? Just like I always used to say, just take a chill pill, just take a chill pill. But my chill pill is meditation. It calms me down, it gets me focused, and you see throughout the day, those little things, you think to yourself, okay, that's not a big deal. It's not a big thing. It goes. It'll pass. And some things are really tough pills to swallow. And when you have kids, there's a lot of tough pills to swallow. And when you have issues that arise with your kids, it's a whole nother, it's very difficult to explain as a mother what you go through when it's their issue. But you have to be the strong one, and in order to be the strong one for them, you have to be centered. You cannot be discombobulated, dysregulated, like up and down and neurotic. No, you can't, because you're harming your kids. But if you're calm, if you know how to deal with certain situations, if you know how to react properly, then they see that in you, and you can be somebody who they look up to instead of somebody who they fear. Which in the way we were brought up wasn't necessarily like that. I can sort of generalize from my friends and what they say, and now they have kids and they see it. Like, why did our parents do that? But it's because of the lack of guidance, lack of knowledge.
Yeah, and they didn't
they
think
didn't
about these things,
no. self-care or meditation or self-awareness, like the things that they say.
And I think our society, a lot, we're being influenced on that. Like, we're allowing ourselves to be influenced into that vicious cycle, right? What do you think, Stephanie?
Yes, I agree. Society is something that is focused on material things, on things that are very superficial to get us entertained. We're just like when you give a kid YouTube, just entertain yourself with that while I do something else. You know, I was thinking about back in the day when you would say hi to your neighbors. Something so simple like that. Nobody says really hi anymore.
Nobody says hi.
Like, I'm lucky that I have really good neighbors, but it's not something that's common.
So a lot of disconnect.
Disconnect in society because of these material things. What does the phone do? Isolate. What does the TV do? Isolate. I was reading an article one day about dating now. Now it's now dating is you know, I like to read a lot, so now dating is more with the Tinder and these apps, right? And now you have these dating apps, but do you meet the person? Like, eventually you'll meet them, but like the first thing you do is look at a picture and read about them. You know, that's not necessarily organic, you know? Like, oh, we met and we connected. No, that's not something that you see anymore. And now people need the app to connect with people, is the point that I'm trying to make. If you didn't have the app, then who do you date?
Like before.
Because everybody's, even if you go to the restaurant, entire families are just looking at their phone. Who's talking to each other?
That's true. Many of us are just on the phone.
Yeah.
We're eating and the people are on the phone too.
Yeah.
There's no communication.
And communication is really important. And going back to your point, that's why. Because everything is isolation now.
And disconnect.
Isolation and disconnect. I can dissociate from my feelings because I don't have to feel them. Right?
Yeah. And I think, and it's beautiful because we're talking about the topic of meditation. And meditation is also experiencing your feelings, right?
Yes. Yes.
Also, like connecting with yourself and seeing the thoughts as they come. So it's not disassociating yourself with your feelings. Many people think like, oh, I'm just going to disconnect the feelings. But it's not. It's also reconnecting and seeing tapping in with yourself to see what is happening within. Right?
Yes, exactly. Tapping in.
To seeing what is happening in your world, doing that check-in, right?
What is meditation like for you?
Meditation is just feeling love. You know, I think that's a great question. Meditation is feeling love and reconnecting with yourself, your higher self. It's not connecting yourself to the things that are happening outside. You just are. It's just an experience. And it's just feeling love for everything. Feeling love for the world, everything in the world, you know? So that is my experience with meditation.
Love.
Like just love and reconnecting with yourself, your soul, that divine essence, God, right? Divine consciousness, because it is within you, it is within everyone. So that is, you know, and then when you meditate, other things, like you said, arise. Things that sometimes make us feel uncomfortable, things that we don't like. So those things usually dissolve, but you have to see them in order for them to dissolve. If you don't see them, they just stay there. And many people are scared to practice some type of meditation, something that will help them, you know, look within. Many people are scared.
Why do you think that is?
Because there's fear of unraveling things that are uncomfortable. You know, there's fear. There's fear of seeing things that will make you uncomfortable. So that is why you have to build your inner spiritual strength. And when you start building that center, that strength, and you start actually feeding your soul, then you start seeing that fear dissolves, because fear is made up. Fear is made up by us. There's nothing to fear. What is there to fear? Fear of failure? You don't know. You don't know until it happens, right? So fear is created in our mind. You know, there's nothing to fear. So fear, yeah. and just look within. Take that time. We have to take that time to look within. We have to make that effort.
And that's a big deal. It sounds something so simple, but it's a big deal to look within. And I had to learn to look within. I didn't know how to do that.
Mama, I
The
see.
thing was that you taught me how to look within, because it's a big deal. Nobody teaches you how to do that. And fear is something we don't want to feel, right? And other emotions that we don't want to feel. So that inhibits us from looking within. We don't want to. But we end up, after doing the work and feeling those feelings, then we're able to deal with them. Or at least try to get information on how to deal with them. And motivation to get them out. And then you realize, I've been stuck in this wormhole, in this dark place for what? There's light at the end of the tunnel. You can see it.
Yeah.
You can literally see the light when you meditate.
Yes.
It's crazy.
And you can also receive answers like to situations
Yes.
that you want, or like how to manage it better, right?
Yes.
Than the emotional aspect that you told us about, like in
Yes.
the beginning.
Yes. And I think what happens in my perspective on meditation, what happens is that you really have spoken about this before, but you have the answers already inside. You just don't know how to listen to yourself because outside is so loud. So when you quiet the garbage, you really see inside and you say, okay, I do know what to do. I do have the answers. I am confident. If I don't know the answer, I know where to go looking for the answer in the right place. And all the garbage just quiets down. But that came to me after a lot of meditation. That doesn't happen overnight. That's a lot of work. But it's good work.
And it's persistent.
It's persistent work, consistency.
Can I do it once a week?
No, it's an everyday thing.
Every day, right?
Every day, and if I can do it more than once, I will. Like if I can do a yoga nidra and a guided meditation in one day, I will. At least.
And why did you feel to do it every day?
My body began to need it. My body began to need it. I missed it. You start missing it because it feels so good when you finish, when you wake up refreshed, or when I say wake up, I mean when you open your eyes, when you open your eyes refreshed, because in the beginning I would fall asleep, right? But then I learned how to control,
How to manage it, right?
how to
experience.
control and stay through the whole thought process, and from beginning to end. And when you wake up, it's like a weight lifted off your shoulders. You're mellow, you're calm, and it's what you say. The love is because it's based on love. It's not based on threats or harshness or sarcasm or like competition. It's based on yourself. So you go at your own pace. It's really beautiful.
I love that.
I am happy that I found you in the way that I did. So we're working, and we're killing ourselves for this monetary value. Monetary things buy us superficial things. It doesn't buy us happiness, and it doesn't buy us inner peace. Sometimes it comes at that cost. It comes at the cost of your mental health. It comes at the cost of your inner peace. Going back to the beginning, I was in a very stressful situation even before kids. And had it not been for meditation and yoga and all of those things that I learned through you, I wouldn't have been able to identify when I gave birth, you know, all the issues that I had after. And I probably would have been stuck in this circle of just negativity and probably maybe not even doing the right things for my kids or who knows what. God forbid. So starting a healthy life isn't what they say on the Instagram. Oh yeah, eat 17 eggs in the morning and like 17 apples, and then, you know, do
a fast.
Fast for like on and off. No, it's not about that. It's about inside. And when you feel good inside, you look good outside. And everything begins to regulate. Mm-hmm. And even if you need the medicine or you need, you know, a diet change or you need whatever it is that you need, you'll at least be able to be aware of it. Because when we say, oh yeah, we're okay, but in reality, we're not okay. So mm-hmm. That's where meditation and incorporating meditation daily has led me to a better life.
And better space. I'm so happy. So definitely meditation is necessary for ourselves and for us to be able to manage and work in our day-to-day life, like family life, society life, work, everything.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Extremely.
Thank you so much, Stephanie.
Thank you for having me.
This is such a blessing. This is so beautiful to be able to sit here. I never thought after so many years we would be doing this.
I know.
And can you believe the world, the life, right?
It's crazy.
I'm so happy. And so happy your children are so beautiful.
Thank
you so much. 3 beautiful children.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sophia, for coming. Thank you
for being patient with Sophia.
Thank you. So happy to see Sophia. Yeah. She's a big girl. High five, Sophia. High five.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Hariom. Thank you. Hariom.